3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Common Sense and Random Shit Show.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So now the left supports murdering people for speech? Good, you can't just say whatever you want.
You're fired. Whoa! Whatever happened to free speech?
Good morning! Morning, everyone. Fernando Rivera Jr. here, your friendly neighborhood conservative ex-con with the common sense and random shit. I said out loud. Common sense and random shit show. Holy crap. Because it is. It is what it is, as I always say, streaming on Tress. Yeah, I cut my finger. Nice one, too. Almost had to go to the hospital yesterday. It was pretty good. That's what happens in the life of a chef. Streaming on 3, as I was saying. VC Book. Rumble. Drive Rumble. Download a great app to have. Owned and run by conservatives. No censorship. No bullshit. Coincidentally, that's what we're talking about today. Freedom. And YouTube's good, too. Freedoms! We almost lost them. I don't know how much you guys really know that if the Kamala and Tampon Tim would have won, I may not be here. Not that many people watch me, but just saying. But you see what's going on in the UK? Yeah, I mean, I should have had the story. I didn't get it ready, but I'm sure you can look it up. There was a pastor recently arrested for practicing free speech. There was a guy, Second Amendment. They don't own guns over there. Can't own guns. There was a guy that came to the U.S. to visit and took a picture with a firearm. Went back and was arrested for the firearm, even though he's not with the firearm in England. I'm just saying, tyranny. Second Amendment, free speech. And you know what I hate? I hate when people keep saying, I had this thing from the History Channel talking about free speech and all that, blah, 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 blah. But it ended with the democracy thing. And I say it over and over. This is not a democracy. Those who say it, who are they talking about? Themselves. Not us. Not the rest. They don't speak for us. But this is not a democracy. As I've said before, it's a constitutional republic. So when somebody says they're taking away your free speech and it's hindering our democracy, no, it's hindering your constitutional freedom. There's a difference. There really is. You can tell who's who by just how they say things. But anyway, free speech. I have this one video, very quick video. I got a couple of shorts. It's a lawyer. I believe he's an injury lawyer. But still, check this out. It's pretty interesting. Pretty cool, actually.
The guy told me that you can't walk around with a shirt that says, I want to kill everyone. I was like, yeah, you can, man. You can do that in Georgia while carrying a gun. Seriously, notice it doesn't say I'm going to kill everyone. In Georgia, with it being an open carry state, you can go to a crowded public area with as many guns as you want, and that is totally okay. In my world, I'd say, oh shit, that guy's gonna probably shoot everybody up. But that's not a crime to walk around. You pair the Second Amendment, your right to bear arms, with your First Amendment right to have a shirt that says, I want to kill everyone. You're like a walking constitutional law school fact problem for a test.
I'm just saying, gotta think about that for a second. My shirt. I bragged about this shirt yesterday. Read it well. Read it and weep. Oh crap, it's backwards. Hold on a second. How do I fix that? Okay, can you read it now? Check it out. Wait, this way? There you go. Ice Swimming Company since 2025. I let that sink in. Yeah. Come on, it's pretty cool. Let me fix that because that for some reason I don't like it. Even though you could read it, I don't like it because when I point at this thing and it's the other way, I'm pointing the other way and I look like a fool. It is what it is. Charlie Kirk, rest in peace. We are all Charlie Kirk. I found this one clip of this I believe he's a conservative. Look like he has "Make America Great Again" hat, but he has some fair questions. And of course, Charlie Kirk, being who he is, one very smart individual, pointed something out, and I thought this was pretty educational, informative, but interesting, because you'll have people on the wrong, because I don't call them left. I already know if they're not right, they're wrong. But check this out, very interesting.
So, we all know the left has a censorship problem. Do you think the right has the same problem as the left in regards to censorship? For example, banning professors from talking about critical race theory in class.
Well, banning and then not having as part of your curriculum are two different things. So curriculum is what is different than freedom of speech, correct? Because curriculum is actually what's voted upon and what you're tested on. So no, critical race theory should not be in the curriculum of taxpayer-funded schools.
But do you think... But, like, if a professor wants to include it, like, shouldn't it be their free speech?
A professor can say what they want, but inversely, do you think we should subsidize the teaching of eugenics?
You know what? That's a good point. I'm going to talk about it like that.
For example, if there was a science teacher here funded by taxpayers and said he thinks that Hitler was right, should we put up with that?
Probably not.
Because he has a right to say it, but we also have a right to no longer fund that as taxpayers and say that we shouldn't be in our curriculum.
That made a lot of sense to me.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, remember years ago, this is when I just started waking up, noticing all the bullshit, when these piece of shit scum on the liberal wrong media was saying that Florida's banning books, but they don't tell you the details. They didn't tell you the details. The books that we did not want in our kids' school were pornographic, transgender books that kids should not have in class. But they'll forget all that and just go to, we're banning books, but they don't tell you what the books were about. So obviously you got your purple and green and blue haired people like, threat to our freedom, democracy, scumbags. But anyway, it's how it is. It's how the wrong media pushes the narrative. Then you got these losers who dye their hair, put nose piercings, and wear a mask, believe in everything they say, like, like freaking seals. It's crazy. But anyway, Mr. Bean. The way things are in UK right now, this can't happen. But when they sort of were more of a free speech place, because apparently they're not anymore, check Mr. Bean out. I thought this was, you probably get arrested for saying this now. I'm surprised they don't arrest him for going back. You said this at one time. But check this out. It's pretty funny.
Firstly, immigration. We don't think immigrants are animals, for God's sake. I know a lot of immigrants personally, and they're perfectly nice people. They're black, of course, which is a shame. But honestly, some of them can do some jobs almost as well as white people, and we acknowledge this. Now, a lot of immigrants are Indians and Pakistanis, for instance, and I like curry. I do. But now that we've got the recipe, is there really any need for them to stay? Conservatives understand these problems, you see.
When I saw that, I was like, this is years ago. He's talking about conservatives. Because we're smart. Have common sense. It is what it is. Could you imagine? I could only imagine. I can't really, because I'm glad they didn't win. You know what I'm talking about. It's crazy. Probably wouldn't be able to wear the shirt. And the other ones I have, you should see the other ones. One of them actually says, I hate what is it? I hate communists, even after they change their name to liberals. My wife knows me very well. Then she has one that's perfect. It goes, I have a crazy wife. Be careful. I will use her. Funny. Anyway, Second Amendment, freedoms. There are several out there, some interesting videos, but this is one I shared before months ago. And I love sharing this because Babylon Bee, the real fake news, they post some really good satire. But could you imagine if a liberal went back in time and tried to change the Second Amendment? What do you think she'd say? Or he? Because there are two genders. I'm just saying. Check it out.
Second Amendment done! James Madison, you've done it again.
Not so fast!
Who are you?
Hi, I'm Brinley. I'm a Democrat from the year 2025, and I'm here to make a few simple changes on the Second Amendment.
Are there flying carriages by then? I've always wanted a flying carriage. That'd be so cool.
No. But we do have crippling depression and 400 new genders. Oh, and you can kill your own baby.
Oh, that's neat. What? No, that's terrible.
We've just come so far as a species. Anyway, so here are a few notes I have for some changes we can make to Amendment number 2.
Okay.
Number 1, you really need to add some clarity there that the Second Amendment only covers muzzle-loading muskets and nothing else.
I'm not sure what you mean, but this amendment is intended to allow Americans to own any firearm.
But what about the really scary ones?
Scary ones?
Yeah, like AR-15s, AR-16s, the ones with the high capacity, the 30 round barrel clips. You know, assault weapons.
Assault weapons? That sounds awesome. Well, I don't know what firearms you have in the future, but the point of the Second Amendment is that an armed citizenry is essential to keeping the government in check and defend our rights.
But those guns are only for the police and the military.
Do you trust your government?
Of course not.
Then why would you want them to have much better guns than you?
Shut up, James Madison! Number 2, you need to add clarifying language that common sense gun laws do not violate the Second Amendment. Okay? I'm sure that's what you really meant, right? But you really need to spell these things out for the Republicans. They're a little slow.
Common sense gun laws?
Yeah, you know, red flag laws where you can take away someone's guns at any time. Background checks, magazine capacity limitations, bans on any type of gun that is too scary. Just common sense stuff.
Does common sense mean something different in the year 2025? Look, when I wrote shall not be infringed, I meant shall not
be subject
be
to common sense gun laws. Okay, great. Glad we're on the same page there, Jamie. Okay, got tons of other notes to go through here, so we can just stay focused. Okay, closing gun show loopholes, banning the shoulder thingy that goes up, making sure guns are only used for hunting, of course, and establishing gun-free zones.
Wait. Gun-free zones?
Yeah, you know, making sure people can't bring guns to schools, churches, hospitals, and so on.
Is there some new technology in your time that can stop a gun from being carried into such places? Some kind of advanced steam-powered force field?
No. But we have a sign.
And does that stop bad people from having guns?
No, but there's a sign.
Look. Your name is Brinley, is it? Yes? Okay, Brinley. The Second Amendment is foundational to the idea of these United States as an independent people. It's the bedrock of our democracy. It's a shield against tyranny. A country not responsible enough to bear arms is not a country worth defending.
Yeah. Counterpoint, guns are scary, and I'm gonna make a few changes.
No, stop it! You will stop. This is highly
No, give me the
irregular.
feather. I want the feather!
I plucked it this morning. We may disagree on the Second Amendment, but at least we can agree on the First Amendment, freedom of speech. It's good with you, right?
No. Here is the list of notes I have on the First Amendment.
Oh, geez. I need a drink.
Do I have to say any more? It's pretty much what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, liberal logic. Get shut down. Love it. Check this out. This is the Common Sense Random Shit Show. So, you know, I go everywhere. Sometimes I'm here, sometimes I'm there. And just so you know, I'm here 6:30 Tuesday through Saturday and 7 a.m. on Monday because I don't work all day. I just work in the morning. But most of the other days of the week, I work all day. So if you want to watch me, I'm not here for breaking news. But if you haven't heard it, it's breaking to you. It is what it is. Say la vie. La vie. Liberal logic. Get shut down. Gotta love it.
Oh, I just wanted to ask you what you ate to yourself so badly at that frat party.
Taco Bell.
What
did you eat? What did you eat to get this figure? I think that if you're so smart, you're shaking. Like the people watching this is going to see how bad your camera's shaking right now. You look really nervous. You had no trouble when students were standing alongside you to try and heckle me. But the second I ask you for a conversation, you can't stand up for yourself.
All I said is that you should use the correct terms. Developing country is the correct term.
Correct from who? Who said that's the correct term?
The dictionary. We don't use that word anymore because we're not racist.
So talking about correct terms, what is a woman?
A woman is someone who identifies as a woman.
That's what the dictionary says.
Yes.
You said it's racist to use the term third world country. Why is that racist?
They're only called third world countries because countries like ours have been exploiting them for a very long time.
Why is it racist?
Because we're specifically using that term to make them feel bad about who they are, and that is wrong.
How is it racist?
Enjoy.
Yeah.
As you guys know, that was PVD. I think he's the one that shared that. Liberal logic. I ask again, what is it with the hair? Why? Why do liberals choose to dye their hair a different color? It isn't cool unless you're hot. But if you're a liberal on the wrong, it kind of takes the hotness away, makes you look stupid, especially when you speak, because that person there is an idiot. But anyway, yes, I have to share this video because it's from Savati, one of my favorite channels. I like to share because that's what I do here sometimes. I share shit that I know is funny and it makes sense because these people have no common sense, especially this piece of shit, because he's a piece of shit scumbag, Jimmy Kimmel. We already know. Can I stand that? Ball-sucking piece of shit. Sorry. I just had to. But anyway, Savati, check this out. And this piece of shit talking about how bad this country is. I don't see it, but it's whatever. Let him say what he got to say. They probably agree with him because they're just as good as we are. Just saying. Check it out, Savati.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel. I have no idea if you know who I am, but I was asked to deliver this year's alternative Christmas message, which I've heard is a big deal, so I hope you do. But if not, I host what you call a chat show. We call it a talk show in what you call the colonies, I think. I honestly have no idea what's going on over there. I do know what's going on over here, though. And I can tell you that from a fascism perspective, this has been a really great year. Tyranny is booming over here.
Tyranny is booming over here.
It's funny. You should say that.
There's a controversy now. We now have controversies where we never had them before over the so-called vaccine passports that the Biden administration and private industry are working on so that we have a way to prove that you got your shots for the purposes of travel or going to a concert, sporting event, whatever. If you have a vaccine passport, you will be able to do that stuff. But unfortunately, many Republicans aren't on board with that, including Ron DeSantis, the terrible governor of Florida.
You want to go to a movie theater? Should you have to show that? No. You want to go to a game? No. You want to go to a theme park? No. So we're not supportive of that.
Right, which is very rich coming from the party that wants 9 forms of identification before you can vote. But
my message to unvaccinated Americans is this. What more is there to wait for? What more do you need to see? We've made vaccinations free, safe, and convenient. The vaccine has FDA approval. Over 200 million Americans have gotten at least one shot. We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin.
The American government made a threat against me and the company I work for, and all of a sudden we're off the air. But then, you know what happened? A Christmas miracle happened. Well, it was September. It was a September miracle. But the holiday does seem to come earlier and earlier every year, doesn't it? Millions and millions of people stood up and said, no, this is not acceptable. People who never watched my show, people who were on record saying they hate my show, spoke out, they marched, they did this all to support the right to a free expression of speech. And because so many people spoke out, we came back. Our show came back stronger than ever. We won, the president lost, and now I'm back on the air every night, giving the most powerful politician on earth a right and richly deserved bollocking.
Really?
Hey, champ, where'd all your friends go?
And the reason I'm telling you this story is because maybe you're thinking, oh, a government silencing its critics is something that happens in places like Russia or North Korea or LA, not the UK, not the UK.
Not the UK.
We are not bright. We're Americans.
Speak for yourself.
No one knows better than you. We're always just a little bit late to the game. But do we come through in the end? Maybe. Give us about 3 years, please.
And remember, say thank you.
You gotta love that shit. You know, that was awesome. That's the thing about conservatives with common sense. You know, we grow with it. And we have the most baddest VP ever. I'm sure you saw it. You can look it up. He was training with the Navy SEALs the other day. What did you name one other VP that has ever even considered that? Then a Secretary of War. Remember the last one? Pussies. I mean, come on. Even our human health secretary, RFK. Prior lib turd. Now, I think he's independent. I'm not sure, but still, he's on Trump's cabinet. Badass. Guy does 20 pull-ups like it's nothing. He's what, 70, 71? The Justice League. They're real. I'm just saying. I won't say that about Pam Bondi because she's still up in the air. I'm just saying. It is what it is. Anyway, where am I going here? I think that was it for today. Yeah, anyway. So, please like, share, subscribe, follow. If you're new here, don't expect breaking news. But if it's new to you, it's breaking. But there are times where I see something before anybody else does because, you know, I'm here for those that are not all day doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Pooping and freaking. I don't do that. I do it on my home, specifically, purposely looking for stuff to talk about. And then sometimes I talk about something that's on somewhere. And apparently, since I'm early in the morning, I'm first. Sometimes. Sometimes I get lucky. But I would say, being that I'm no genius, I just have common sense. I don't get too into it. But others that are smarter than me do. Tim Pool, Devari Darkins, and others. But I'm just saying, it is what it is. Stay true to the red, white, and blue. How I'm going to do it from now on, since I'm using all these AI apps, I write stuff. I like to write stuff, you know what I'm saying? I write music and all that because I was a long time ago a singer. But anyway, we'll get into it. I even wanted to rap at one time. Yeah. So I'm going to be ending because I love music, as you know if you watch my show. All my outros are going to have some kind of music. So this is another version of the theme song. Yeah, anyway. As I said, love you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. I will see you guys on Monday. Now, this outro, about half of it is literally from the same picture that I use on everything else. It's one picture. I don't even own this shirt anymore. Well, I do. It's just beat the hell up. Just slam together because I'm here for entertainment. It's kind of funny what AI can do. I'm just saying, even the song, I write the words, tell it what I want, and bam! Here it is. So have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I say again, love you guys. Thanks for watching. The few that watch, say la vie. La vie. Later, guys. Or as I always say, laters!
Wake up early, hit the mic, it's time to go live. You know I'm spitting truths, watch the idiots thrive. Every week I'm breaking down the nonsense we see. Dancing through the chaos with your energy. It's my stage, I'm the voice, got no filter today. Calling out the scoop and keeping woke vibes at bay. The common sense and random shit shows alive. Laughing at the madness that our world can provide. 6 days a week, we rise and grind in the morning. Unfiltered, uncensored, underway to be born. Politics and pop culture, we're tearing it down. Each clip, each laugh, we're flipping the crown. Martial arts to movies, whatever feels right. This show's like a roller coaster, take the wild ride tonight. No more bullshit, just the raw and the real. Join the chaos fam, together we feel the common sense and random shit shows alive. Laughing at the madness that our world can provide. 6 days a week, we ride and grind in the morning. Unfiltered, uncensored, on the way to be born.